Big breaking news coming in this morning. The Supreme Court has set aside the Allahabad High Court order granting bail to Ashish Misra in the Lakhimpur Kheri case. The Supreme Court has directed Ashish Mishra to surrender within 1 week. Just a few months ago, the Allahabad High Court had granted relief to Ashish Mishra, the son of Union Minister Ashish Misra, and now the Supreme Court has set aside the High Court relief, which means that now Ashish Mishra has to surrender within 1 week. Remember, he's the main accused in the Lakhimpur violence case, accused of mowing down farmers. The Supreme Court has been very, very harsh in its criticism of the Uttar Pradesh government during the course of this hearing, and now the top court has set aside the bail order of Ashish Mishra. He has to surrender in a matter of 1 week before the police, and he's going back behind bars. This is the big breaking news that's coming in this morning. After Ashish Mishra was granted bail by, in fact, the Allahabad High Court, a plea was filed in the Supreme Court challenging the Allahabad High Court order, and the Supreme Court has been rather critical of the Uttar Pradesh government, has been critical of the Uttar Pradesh police as well in this matter. Anisha Mathur is joining us with more details on this big update that's come in with the Supreme Court now cancelling Ashish Mishra's bail. Anisha.
Well, yes, Akshita, the Supreme Court has cancelled the bail granted to Ashish Mishra. In fact, it has said that the Allahabad High Court, in its verdict granting bail, has exceeded its jurisdiction. It has looked into irrelevant considerations and issues when it came to hearing the bail matter. And most importantly, it did not give the families of the victim the time to present their case, which is a violation of their right. The Supreme Court has very clearly said that the right of the victim to be heard in a case like this has been violated, and therefore it has cancelled the bail granted to Ashish Mishra. He has to surrender within 1 week. The court has also said that since the irrelevant considerations were there, that the order that was passed by the High Court was incorrect, the High Court should hear the matter again. If Ashish Mishra chooses to file another bail application, the High Court should hear this matter again, and it should give the victim families appropriate time to put their case forward. So now Ashish Mishra will have to surrender before the police within 1 week, and then again, he will have to move the High Court with the bail application, and the victims will have to be heard in detail. Because remember, the victim families, when they had approached the Supreme Court, had said that the High Court has not heard them, that the High Court has granted bail to Ashish Mishra, and in fact, they believe the victims and the witnesses are under serious threat because he was granted bail in this particular manner, and the Supreme Court has accepted their arguments and has cancelled bail granted to Ashish Mishra now.
So there's no doubt that Ashish Mishra is going to be filing a plea in the Allahabad High Court against seeking bail, which is why the Supreme Court has said that the Allahabad High Court has been directed right now to rehear the bail plea if it's filed by Ashish Mishra, to ensure that the victim's side is also heard this time around. But in the meanwhile, Anisha, he has to surrender within a week. That's the deadline given by the Supreme Court.
Well, yes, as I said, the Supreme Court has clearly passed direction that Ashish Mishra has to surrender within 1 week. His bail bonds have been cancelled. The bail granted to him has been cancelled. In fact, the Supreme Court has been quite critical of what the Allahabad High Court has said. They have said the bench headed by the Chief Justice in its verdict just read out 2 minutes ago has said that the Allahabad High Court looked into irrelevant considerations. It went into the details and the merits of the FIR, and even though it is a very clearly accepted law that the FIR is not a composite or a complete document, the FIR is merely a false information report, but just because something was mentioned in the FIR or was not mentioned in the FIR does not mean that the court should rely only on the FIR when hearing a bail plea, and that is something that the court has said. It has criticized the Allahabad High Court for, and Ashish Mishra has to surrender within 1 week. His bail bonds have been cancelled. He is, of course, free to take this remedy again if he wants to file another bail application. Can do so, but the victim families must be heard this time in detail.
Okay, Anisha, thank you for getting us those updates of what played out at the Supreme Court. The top court, in a scathing order, questioning the Allahabad High Court during the course of this hearing, has also questioned the UP police in their investigation. The big takeaway from that hearing in the Lakhimpur Kheri case is that Ashish Mishra, the main accused, will have to surrender within a week. The Allahabad High Court order has been set aside, which means that he is no longer out on bail.